What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. So in today's video, I am going to be paint matching my wing extension. And as some of you may have seen it on Instagram, I've decided that I'm going to paint match it instead of black. So I'm just bring you guys along with me, show you how I do it, and let's get right into it. Alright, so we got some supplies, just a few extra things I needed that I don't have already. I'll go through and show you guys everything that I got. Alright, so I have 3 different types of sandpaper. This 320 grit is what I'm going to use at the beginning to get all of the primer stuff that's already on there off because it's been sitting for a while. I'm going to re-primer it. I have my 1500 and then my 2000 wet sand for finishing it, and in between coats, sanding it off with that stuff. I bought 3 cans of this stuff. So as you can see, it is Ignat Silver Metallic, paint code UX, which is the color of my car. I got 3 of them. I don't think I'm gonna need 3 of them, but it's better safe than sorry. These are a little pricey too, so if they have them in your color, they're a little pricey, but worth it. I got some 2-in-1 primer, filler, sandable primer, I'm going to be sanding it, and then some clear coat. I'll probably have to get more clear coat, but that is what we're going to try to work with. Oh, and once I get it all done, I'm going to go and pick up some cutting compound, and I'm going to try to buff it and do all that to make it as clean as I can possibly get it. But I'm going to get started with getting the wing off, and then get started on sanding. Alright, so the wing's off. I'm just gonna start by hitting it with the 320 sandpaper, and yeah, just hit it with this and go from there. Keep sanding until I feel that it's good enough. Alright, so now once it's sanded, I'm going to rub it down with some isopropyl alcohol, rubbing alcohol, whatever, just to get all the extra dust off of it. Also, I forgot to mention, when I'm doing this stuff like sanding, I like to let the paint sit in the sun, just so it warms up and makes it a little bit thinner, and makes it easier to spray with. So I have that sanded down, it's clean. I'm trying to find a way to hang it up, because I like to, especially small stuff like this, I like to hang it when I paint it. It makes it a little bit easier, and no overspray on the ground, anything like that, because I don't have a paint booth. We're going for it. So I'm gonna look around for stuff so I can hang that, and once I figure something out, I will pick up the camera. Alright, I got it. It's hanging here from the gutter. It should work. I'm gonna go ahead and get the first coat of primer laid, and it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm gonna sand it, so we're gonna see how it works. All right, I've decided to move it. Oh, the cone's not supposed to. So, we moved it to down here. It's not the best to paint on the grass just because of all the gnats and shit, but I'm just doing the primer out here. I'll move it somewhere else when I do the more technical stuff. Okay, so remember how last video I started to film and my neighbor decided he was gonna mow his lawn? Well, I started to film and now he's decided he's gonna weed whack. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it's pretty annoying. And yeah. All right, so I've got the primer laid down. I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with I'm gonna wet sand it now to get it as smooth as I can before we start to lay some color layers down. And basically I'm starting with this is the 1500 grit, and then I'll go up to the 2000 after I finish wet sanding it with this. Just got a squirt bottle of water. I think there's a little bit of soap in there, but it won't hurt. All right, so now we're gonna move up to the 2000 grit. Gonna do some passes with this. The 1500, it's already really smooth, but I'm just gonna throw this on there too. All right, so now it's all wet sanded. I'm just gonna take this and dry it off. Now that I got it all dry, I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with some more rubbing alcohol. All right, so now I'm just gonna let this sit out in the sun for a little bit and let it make sure it completely dries. Like as you can see in the middle, it's still drying. I wanna make sure there's nothing, like no water, nothing to ruin the paint, so it's as good as it can look. I'm letting the paint sit in the sun too. So yeah, I will let that dry for a little bit and then come back and get painting.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy cuddly toy, my up, my down, my pride and joy.
All warmed up, it's all clean. There's a bee. We're gonna go ahead and start laying the first layer down of the paint match. So you want to do the first coat pretty light. I'm keeping this one light just in case there's any sort of like crap in the paint. It'll easily come out, and then it gives you a good base to get your coats over. All right, so I have the first coat laid down. I'm gonna let this chill and dry, and then I'm gonna hit it with, I'm gonna wet sand it again, just so I get everything out of it. Anything, like any possible crap in the paint that would make it look weird, I'll get all that out by wet sanding it. I'm just gonna hit it with the higher grit wet sand once probably and see how that comes out, and then we'll just do another layer after that. All right, so I let it sit and dry, the first coat. I'm just gonna go over it with this 2000 grit wet sand to try to get all this crap that's stuck in it out. All right, so I just dried it off and I went over it. Try to make sure there's no like dog hair in it, because I have a huge German Shepherd, as you can see in the video, and there's literally dog hair everywhere. I don't know, there's no wind in here. I don't know how I managed to get hair on it, but there's hair on it. So, got all the hair out, and I'm gonna go ahead and lay another coat down. I've now added another layer of ghetto to this, because it seems like when I was laying down the paint, I don't know if it was like stuff from this cardboard, but it keeps on getting little, they look like little teeny hairs all over the paint. The cardboard's wet though, so I don't know how it would have anything come off, but I'm gonna wet sand this layer and then add another layer of paint. Time for the third layer. All right, so I just finished laying down, I want to say like coat number 4. I don't remember how many coats I'm at, but it's looking awesome. I'm super happy with how it's turning out. While I was laying that, or while I was waiting for that to dry, I decided just to paint the hardware blue. Of course, everything's blue. There's glitter everywhere. I have it all over my hands from this paint, but yeah, it looks awesome. I'm letting this coat dry, and then I'm gonna decide if I want to lay another coat once it dries, or if I want to wet sand and then clear coat. But I will let you guys know once this dries. Man, I really need to invest in a taller tripod. I'm 6'2". All right, so I think I'm on coat 5 or 4, something like that. I'm gonna do one more just to be safe, and then I will wet sand and start clear coating it. So I got it all wet sanded to remove the imperfections and like bumpy areas. So now I'm gonna get started on the clear coat. Okay, so the first layer of clear actually went on super good. I'm still gonna wet sand it again with the, I'm just gonna do it with the 2000 grit and wet sand it again and then more clear coat. All right, this is coming out way better than I thought it was gonna look. I'm excited to see it in the sun. Hopefully it'll be as shiny as my paint is, or like glittery as my paint. But it's looking pretty good. Alright, so it is all done. I haven't had a chance to compare it up to the car yet. I'm about to go do that and reinstall it, but it looks awesome. I'm super happy with how it turned out. I just re-3M'd the inside. I used Gorilla Tape, but I'm gonna go get it mounted on the car now. Alright, so it's on. At first glance, it is a little bit lighter. I'm still gonna try to cut and buff it, but my car's also super dirty right now, so when it's clean, it might match a little bit better. So I'm gonna go and get the stuff to cut and buff it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the wing's on. It's been sitting for like an hour, 2 hours almost. So I'm pretty sure it's pretty dry. And my coworker, Joel, shout out to Joel. So he recommended that I hit it with some of this swirl remover. It's McGuire's product. And then after I use the swirl remover, I'm gonna hit it with the cleaner wax. And hopefully that should bring out the best in the paint job and make it look as shiny as possible, because it's already pretty shiny, to be completely honest, with the clear coat. I have a clear coat laid and everything like that, but we're gonna do this just for good measures and to try it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get doing that now. All right, so I'm just using a, whatever opens, just using a microfiber applicator pad and some muscle power. So that is going to wrap up the video for this week. If you did like it, go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'm just about out of memory on this memory card. So I will see you guys in the next video.